Wendy, Dover.
We're in Dover again.
Yeah, we're like maybe a couple blocks away from the Green.
Okay.
Green's got all kinds of ghost stories.
I've heard a couple of them.
Yeah, so anyway, we're just a couple blocks away. We're supposed to meet the owner of the store. Let's see if he's in. So how you doing?
Hi, how are you doing?
How you doing?
I'm Wendy.
I'm Dave.
Louie. We went through a walkthrough together a couple of weeks ago, and we had a toy go off upstairs.
Right.
And kind of freaked us out. It kind of talked. I don't think it was anything paranormal, but we couldn't find out what was talking.
Right.
Okay. So that kind of it. But you've got how long have you had this place?
My dad opened up Harry Lou's Laundry in 1950 here. He actually started it down the street here in 1949, moved here in 1950. He built this concrete front and the back on this. There's a wooden structure right in the middle.
There's a house in the middle of it.
Right, and he built the front and back
And the
to
house
it.
was built like in 19
It could have been early 1900s.
Okay. So we do have an old house that's in here.
Right.
And it's rumored that there's maybe something buried underneath the flooring there?
A friend helped me dig up, or we cut the floor open because the wooden structure was sagging, and we had to dig down, and we found a rib. We don't know what it belongs to.
All right. Okay. So I mean, it could be something. It could not be. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't. So you have throughout the years had people die in this place, and we'll talk about that once we go upstairs.
Okay.
But you have had employees that are kind of freaked out, kind of had stuff going on.
I have 2 employees that presently work for me that have witnessed things. One employee witnessed 2 other employees waving to somebody that was a gentleman standing up on the stairs back here, and both of them were waving to the guy. She witnessed it, I witnessed it. I actually took one of the guys that was waving upstairs because he didn't believe that no one was up there. He looked behind every door, every room, and ran out of here.
Okay. Would you say that your employees probably wouldn't stay here at night? Are they that freaked out?
When the sun goes down, I don't even stay here at night.
Okay, that tells us something there. Okay, so it's pretty cool that your father handed this business down and you kept the family business going.
Right.
I think that's an awesome thing. I mean, what do you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, so hats off to you for that, because I'm sure the laundry business has changed in 50 years.
Oh yeah, it's starting to slow down, especially today. A lot of people are just going casual to work. So
Right. I got
materials have changed all the time.
Right, exactly. But a lot of this equipment is burial.
Yeah, I kept most of the equipment. Most of it's 1950 equipment.
Okay.
It's not computerized. If it breaks, you see where it's broken, you can repair it.
That's good in a way.
I bought 2 new washing machines. They're all computerized. Once they go, you have to hire somebody to come in and try to analyze it.
I know in my 69 Boss Mustang, I can open up the hood and I can actually see the road.
Right.
How many cars can you pick up and see the road?
And you can actually work on it.
Exactly. So yeah, I understand that. So you're going to give us a walkthrough? Okay. Ladies first.
Thank you.
So, right in this area is where the old structure existed, and my father built onto the front.
So over here we have 1950s,
50s.
and over here we have 1900s, and then in back we have.
1950s.
So the square is from here to that door.
Right.
That's the old house. Gotcha. Okay. And you had something going on in the office here.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have going on here?
Okay. This is where my friend and I actually cut the floor open to try to support the floor joist.
I see where you did it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where we found
the bone.
in here is where I sat for two different times and heard footsteps going across the floor and down the other stairs. And I was standing here looking at the doorknob, waiting for it to turn. I don't know why.
It was that loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why
Did it sound like boots or just shoes or
I would say boots.
boots? Okay, makes sense.
It was a heavy
Okay.
foot. And I don't know why. I was standing there looking at the doorknob, but I boogied.
It's okay.
And also, in this chair and this other chair is where the employees were sitting, waving to
Oh, let's
what
step
they
inside.
said. Waving to a gentleman on the top of the stairs, waving back to them.
So you saw somebody actually on top of the
That's
stairs.
what the two employees said.
Okay.
The door was closed, and there's a windows right on top of the door.
So the door was.
Yeah, the door was closed, and they were looking up through the glass, and
Okay. Gotcha.
they said there was a gentleman up there waving back to them.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So we'll have to put the laser grid here, a camera here, and a camera upstairs.
Yes.
And have the steps covered because
Yeah.
there's a full body apparition on top of those stairs.
Right.
So let me open the door and take a look. So they saw him right on top of the stairs here?
That's where they said.
He was waving right on top of the
Yeah,
stairs, and they
they're-
actually waved
They were waving
back.
back to them, and they were waving up to him.
Okay. So the gentleman they saw up here, and he was waving down, a full body,
Right.
standing where I'm standing. Also, you said that you were here a couple years after that, or
Oh, when I was married to the first wife, I was walking down the stairs, and I fell. And she goes, "What happened to you?" I said, "Somebody pushed me."
so somebody
I
actually
felt
pushed
something
you down?
behind my shoulders just gave me one of those.
Okay.
But back in the 1950s, I was born in 1952, there was a Chinese guy that lived in, or slept in this room here. Either had a heart attack or died, but
He was working for
He
your
worked for
father,
my father,
and he
yeah.
was actually living
Right.
upstairs here.
so my mom said he had a heart attack. Whether he died here or not,
You don't know.
we don't know. In this other room, a gentleman actually died there because I tried to give him mouth to mouth, and that was a couple years ago.
Oh, a couple years ago?
Right.
So, okay. And his name was
Irving.
Irving?
Right.
And this gentleman here, you don't know his name?
I don't know his name.
Okay.
He was Chinese.
Okay. You actually had somebody else dying here?
On the other side, my uncle had a heart attack in the wooden structure, and also there was a little baby that died from crib death.
What was the last name of the baby?
Graham.
Graham? Okay.
Patricia.
Patricia Graham.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes in my office during the daytime, I can smell somebody smoking a cigarette. I gave up smoking over 20 years ago, and then my wife didn't believe me. All of a sudden, about a month ago, she started smelling it.
So this is your place of work.
These are most of these are 1950 equipment.
Right.
But where Vern saw me turn real quick, she was working over there. I was standing around here talking to her, and all of a sudden I just gave one of those real quick. And she goes, "What was that?" I said, "Something or somebody pulled on my pants."
Wow.
I remember after my dad passed away, an employee said she thought she saw him sitting over on that mangle.
Really?
But he always came in and would sit there.
So they actually thought they saw him there?
He was already passed. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to try our best to see what you got going here. As with any investigation, you never know what word we're going to get. No one's ever been in here,
Right.
so we don't know exactly what's going on.
Right across there.
Well, this is very hot here.